but you need to know something. The big difference between middle school and high school is if you earn an F in a class, you repeat it. Okay? Middle school, they just pass you on like, oh yeah, this kid couldn't even count his ears twice to get the same number. We'll push him on to the next math class. Here, you can't count your ears twice. You come back in and you count your ears twice 101. Okay? So, some of you, I know that when we come around, and I know Ms. Stone's don't really checking the homework in here, but I'm putting it in the grade book, and there's a lot of you that you got goose eggs, meaning zeros, meaning you did nothing. And you're like, hey, and then I even had students ask, hey, could I move up my class? It's like, you have a 54% in here. You've done nothing. Oh, yeah, but I think I could move up. You've done nothing. So, unfortunately, it's a time that you need to grow up, and it's like, well, my mom won't let me repeat a class. Well, that means you better pass it, because we will have you repeat it. Well, I'll sign up for whatever I want next year. Yeah, and then when us teachers go through and we do reverse registration, we'll put you in the class that you should be in. Yeah. We usually catch almost all of them. Every now and then one will slip through, or you get the kid who took CP Algebra 1, took Calculus 3 the following year. It's like, should be there. All right. What questions do you have for me on page 73, 74? What could
Can I also add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I used to teach middle school. So I know how middle school runs. I used to grade stuff in middle school. But also too, when you're not doing anything and you consistently don't do anything, a lot of times us teachers are like, okay, what's going on? Is something happening at the house? If there's, if you have to work a job, take care of your siblings, pay the bills, and you're part of sports, and you're part of something else, we get that, right? We all have schedules. But if that's not the case, then we kind of are scratching our heads being like, why is that happening? Because for me, I had a tough time sympathizing sometimes with that of the case, because I had to do a lot of things outside of school. I did sports, I worked a job, I did internships, I did all of these things while going to high school, and I didn't have a teacher like Stirrup. If I had missing, if I had missings, they're like, you have until the end of today to get it to me, or it's a 0 and you can't turn it in. Okay? So that's also, and also there's some teachers here that are like that, right? We're pretty flexible, I would say. So don't take advantage of that. Don't waste it, you know what I mean? And start practicing, making sure you're getting your homework on time, so then it can help you. Because there's going to be some teachers who are like, I don't care, you can fail my class. And we don't want that to happen. We don't want you guys to fail. We want you guys to be successful. So that's something to kind of keep in the back of your mind.
Cool. So questions I'm sorry guys, we got off task, and that was both our faults, but it was good information. What questions could we help you with, though? Did you see on there?
I've been confused on the word problems.
Yeah, let's take a look at them. And you gotta help me out. Did we do all the word problems? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at them. Oh, okay. So we are on page 74. So let's just read the word problems. The first one says, you set your thermostat to stay above 58, but always below 75. So think about on your thermostat at your home. You have a certain comfy range, right? Maybe I spelled that right. I don't know. No judge. So we're going between 58 and 75. We feel that's the most comfortable how we keep our house, whether it has to heat up to a certain amount or cool down to a certain amount. We have a certain comfy range that we like. So we set your thermostat to stay above. So I'm going to write the word above 58 and always below 75. So I know it's only a partial number line, but is that kind of a number line that we have there? I mean, 58 is to the left of 75, agree? Cool. So it says keep above. So above, I would think this. Below, I would think it would mean this. And I'm going to go 58, 75. Not to confuse 58, 78, or 75, excuse me, as a point that you would plot. But this just means that this is the interval notation of it. And that's all I really wrote on that problem. Is that cool?
Yes.
And then, let's see. Number 12, a high school student should have no more than 2 hours of homework per week per class. Well, we have less than that, so we're good. All right. So let me ask you this. Could we have 0 hours of homework? Is that possible?
Yes.
Hopefully that's over fall break. You ain't getting any homework from us over fall break. And you let us know if any teachers assign you homework over fall break. We'll go to bat. We are not supposed to give any homework over breaks. Got it?
Okay.
Yeah. Now, that does not include makeup work. You know, the kid who's done nothing all along saying, I'll make up everything over fall break. That's different. But me saying, hey, we're going to do these 14 pages over fall break. No. We're not to do it. So
Are teachers actually not allowed to give that?
right. We have been directed not to give homework over breaks. So over fall break, Thanksgiving break, winter break doesn't count because it's like in between semesters, right? But
Spring break.
and spring break, and then yeah. So we've been directed not to do that.
Last year, we got homework, and it was like a Christmas break, and then all Christmas we have to do homework.
You let me know that happens. I'll go to bat for you.
My always.
Now I'm not talking middle school. I'm talking right here at this school. Elementary school. So here at this school, if you come to me on the Friday of fall break saying, hey, Mrs. Johnson gave us a 5-paragraph essay to write over fall break, I will email the administration saying, hey, Mrs. Johnson told the kids to do a 5-paragraph essay over break. Okay? I'll go to bat for you.
My favorite.
Okay? No, I mean, fair is fair. We work hard while we're here. But then we take breaks when we take breaks. Okay, so this says a high school student should have no more than 2 hours of homework per week per class. So you could have 0 to 2. Agree? That looks correct on a number line. So could we have exactly 0 hours of homework?
Yeah.
And then it says no more than. So no more than. Okay? So you could have up to 2, but you couldn't have any more than that. So I think it's square brackets on both. That's your interval notation. Okay? And again, sometimes those words get a little goofy, so we'll make sure on the quizzes that grammatically we're doing well. It drives me crazy that I don't know why math teachers, maybe because we're all bad. Hey, number 13. It says a parking lot can hold no more than 120 cars. Well, could the parking lot be empty?
Yep.
So empty parking lot, you agree? That means there's no cars in there. Agree? And you can hold no more than 120. So that means you can have 0 cars all the way up to 120 cars and any amount of cars in between in that parking lot. And I don't think they're counting big motor homes and RVs and campers. Yeah. How much? 14. We're going to hit it too. Cool. I'm going to hit that next. Deal? Hey, do we feel comfortable with that one? And number 14. Number 14 says, at the deli counter. Ooh, I like deli counters. I want the pickle first. That's my favorite. Big pickles at the deli. That's good stuff. All right, sorry about that. All right, the server opens a new 15-pound package of turkey breast. You can order any amount up to 15 pounds. So could you order 0 pounds?
No. Wait.
You don't have to order. If you walk into a deli, you don't have to walk out with something, do you? No, we could order 0 pounds. We're just looking. Oh, okay.
So no, you gotta take turkey breast.
But we could go up to, you can order any amount up to 15 pounds of turkey. So we could order 2.67 pounds of turkey. Okay? All right. So that's done. Then number 15. Number 15. There are fewer than 115 planes left to take off at DIA today. Could the airport close down for the rest of the day?
Yeah.
Sure. Bad storm, right? Really bad storm could say, well, airport's closed. Agree?
Yes.
So we could have 0 airplanes, but we could have fewer than 115 planes. There are fewer than 115 planes. Ooh, so I'm going to change this. Because they use the word fewer than, I don't think we can include the 115. Okay? Oh, we need to go back on these though too.
So fewer than is always a stop.
Yeah, I'd say stop. Now, real quick, they want to know if it was continuous or discrete. Remember, continuous is like a thermometer, okay, or a time, like if you weren't using a timepiece, okay? So thermostat, this would be continuous, okay? Thermostat, because your home doesn't have to be at, it could be at 59.1713.8925.8675.309, okay? Okay, so that's continuous. 12, it says you can have up to 2 hours worth of homework. I think this would be continuous, but which is kind of weird because, like, let's say I said you had 31 minutes of homework total for this class for the week. Is it really exactly 31? Or if we had like the most precise thing that took out 1 billion decimal places, could we have like numbers way out there? And the answer is yes. So it's like 31 almost, 31 about. So I'd say that would be continuous. 13, parking lot. Can I have big car versus small car is still a car, right? So this is going to be discrete. Meaning, if I walked over to the parking lot and said, I know I could take 120 cars in this parking lot, if you were to count, you go 1, 2, 3, and you count it and say, oh, okay, we have 67 cars in the parking lot. Okay, I don't have 67.237 cars in the parking lot. I have 67 cars in the parking lot. So that would be discrete. 14, deli counter. So we're measuring something in a weight. Now, sometimes our scales only go out like 1 decimal place. But if you ordered 15 pounds of turkey, could it be a little bit over the 15 pounds that doesn't necessarily register on the scale? The answer is yes. So this is continuous as well. Okay, and then fewer than 115 airplanes flying a day. Doesn't matter if it's a big airplane versus small airplane. 747 versus DC-10 versus L-1011 versus Cessna 152. That's a small single engine 2-seater. All right, so this has to be discrete, meaning you are actually counting the airplanes. Okay, you don't have a portion of an airplane. That's a bad thing. Usually that flies over Thornton when you have portions of airplane falling out of the sky. Yeah. No. I mean, it could be commercial. You could have a commercial pilot flying it. The difference between private and commercial is this. Is the person who is flying you charging you. That's commercial. Private means you and your buddies are flying in a plane, and that's all it is. Commercial means you're charging. Private means you're not charging.
But you pay the pilot.
You're paying
Yeah.
for it.
You pay for the pilot, not for the plane. 'Cause
Right. Yeah, so that means it would be commercial. A pilot can't charge you unless they have the commercial pilot's license.
So even though the Kardashians all have their
Yeah,
own
that's
planes,
awesome.
they're commercial.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh,
Burn.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, if somebody is being paid to fly you, it becomes a commercial flight. It doesn't matter if it's a little 2-seater versus the big old jumbo bad boys. Hey friends, was there any other questions off of this homework? Are we okay?
I love going to the airport and just watching people.
I like airplanes. All right, my friends, we're skipping over a little bit. We are going to be on page 79. This is on page 79. Okay? All right. So, my friends, a deck of cards. Deck of cards. You know what I'm talking about? Now, you might not play with cards, but some of you might. Some of you have probably at least seen a deck of cards. Agree? Okay. So, there you go. So, in a standard deck of cards, if you remove the jokers and the direction cards, you have 4 different suits. You have hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. Okay? You have half your cards have to be black cards, half of them have to be red cards. Okay? In each suit, the suit being hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs, you have 13 cards, which range from ace to king. Wait, isn't an ace high? Well, ace counts as 1 or 11 in blackjack, so you count it as a one in a deck of cards because there isn't a 1 in a standard deck of cards. You have ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king.
No, this is Jade. Sorry.
Oh, yes, yeah.
No, that's not Jade, that's Jace.
Oh, Jade. Oh, Jade.
We have a Jaden, a Jason, a Jaden.
I got you.
Yeah.
We got a lot of like Jade names.
All
Jalen.
right, so a few things just about a deck of cards, and it's kind of goofy. So you have, I'll draw the appropriate color. That is a club. That is a spade. Diamond. And a heart. So you have each of that in a deck of cards. And in your deck of cards, each one of those suits has ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then a jack, then a queen, then a king. Okay? So that's in every one of them. So with what I just told you, my friends, how many kings would be in a deck of cards? 4. One of each color or each suit. Agreed? Half the cards, so half of 52, because there's 52 cards in a deck. Agree? Half of 52 is 26. That means half of them have to be red. Of those reds, half of those are diamonds, half of those are hearts, and the other half happen to be black. Half those blacks happen to be clubs, half to be spades. Okay, so if I tell you that I want a red card and a king. So red and a king. Okay? How many kings are in the deck of cards? 4. There's 4 kings in a deck of cards. Agree? How many of those happen to be red? 2. You have a diamond and a heart. So if you had a 2 out of 52 chance, if I were to shuffle up a deck of cards and say, okay, the top card is a red king, you have a 2 out of 52 chance. What if I want a red and a club? Okay, red. How many red cards are there? 26. How many clubs are there? 13. So I'm going to add 26 and 13, and that's going to give me 39. So if I were to have a deck of cards and I shuffle it really good and say, hey, I want to pull a card that's red and a club. Oh, wait a minute. Red and a club. It has to be both. Are the red cards clubs? Ooh, we have a 0% chance of that happening. I didn't read it right. I'm sorry. Because the clubs are the black cards. So I can't pull a red and a club if I just have a one choice. You can't pull a red club. It has to be a black club. All right? What if the card I want is red or a king? Okay, so the or means something different. Red or king. All right. How many reds are in the deck of cards? 26. Okay, we're going to have to be real careful here. Okay. How many kings are there? 4. Okay, but I don't want to double count. What does that mean to double count? Yeah, so are there 2 red kings in the deck? Does that make sense? So if I said, hey, I have 26 red cards, are 2 of those happen to be red kings? Does that make sense me saying that? So how many more cards would be the other 2 kings? I'd have 2. So I'd have a 28 out of 52 chance of this happening. All right. I think we've done enough with this. I mean, it's kind of fun to deal with. Take my prop stats class as a senior. We will deal a lot with this kind of stuff. All right. All right. Is this the next page, or is this at the bottom of page 79? All right, my friends, it says give each as an inequality and its interval notation. So taking a look at that very top one, notice I have it going two different directions. Do you agree? All right, so hang on, let's use a little thought process here. Where is this arrow going? Where's that arrow on top pointing to? Negative infinity. Where is this arrow over here pointing to? Positive infinity. All right, so I could say x is less than -2. I could also say that x is greater than 3. So notice I didn't put an equal sign. I didn't put an equal sign because my dots are what kind of dots? Open dots. So if I want to write this as interval notation, I'm going to go negative infinity to -2, soft bracket, no equal sign. And then my other one is from 3 to infinity. Notice I have two different events that took place on this graph. Do you feel comfortable with that? So it's going one way or the other, right? All right, let's take a look at this one. Taking a look at this one now. Graph 2. Okay? 2 and 3. Okay, so let's see. How do we write this? So I'm going to do the interval notation first. I'm going to say they're both soft brackets because they're open dots. Ooh. All right. Okay. Do you feel comfortable with that interval notation?
Yes.
Okay. Now, so put your pencil down and watch what I'm going to do first.
Oh my God.
You good with that? Just put your pencil down and watch what I'm going to do. Good? I need to make the inequality. So I have x that's in between. Do you feel comfortable with that so far? Okay? I'm going to go this way, this way. I'm going to have -2. I'm going to have +3. This is the inequality that goes with it. Now, it looks weird. This looks really kind of weird because I put it together. So think about, let me cover this part up. -2 is less than x. What are we even saying we could do to that? You flip it. So then you get x is greater than -2. Is x greater than -2 here? Yeah. And then this one works. X less than 3. It works. And they're soft brackets on both. There's no equal sign at the bottom of the inequality. Okay, so
Both of those are correct?
yeah, well, this one is the interval notation,
No.
and this is the inequality. Where
Then the one above.
these are the inequality, and then the interval notation.
Inequality is the equation.
Yeah, exactly. All right, hey, what's the difference between graph number 2 and graph number 3? Yeah, they have closed dots. So interval notation, hard bracket on both. Agree?
Yeah.
That's good there. All right, now I'm going to relay it just like this. But my sign is going to have what? Because it's done. That's it. Hey! Thank you very little. He's here. Free Starbucks coffee.
For me?
Cool. All right. Are we good so far?
Yes.
All right. Thinking caps on. All right. Hang on here. We want to put both these. We have two different words up here. We have and. Does that make sense? And we have or. Okay? Make sense? All right. So we're going to use a little thought process here. So I'm going to put this on a number line first off. So maybe I'll do this one in blue. So if I have 5 over here, I would have an open dot going this way. Do you agree with that?
No.
No, but the thing's going the other way, right? Like the.
So the letter is first. So if the letter's first, the arrow points the direction we're going to go, right?
Oh no, that's the outside.
Okay, hang on. This one, I have a 2 here. Do you agree with that? That's an open dot going this way. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with the picture is?
No.
I mean, we wrote what the picture is, right? We put them both on there. Do you notice that the red and the blue kind of overlap each other? Okay, so hang on. Let's get creative here. If I can remember my... Okay, this is going to be a yellow, and I'm going this way. Agree? Yellow and blue make green. Blue here. Going this way. All right. Okay, hang on. Let's think about this for a minute.
That's nice and messy.
Yeah, it is. So, friends, this region right here, is that where we have overlap?
Yeah.
Do you agree that there's overlap within that boxed region for the most part? Okay, now, the word and means overlap. Okay? In the world of math, it means it's going to overlap, at least in stirrups lingo. Okay? Okay, so if myself and Miss Stone are going to Dairy Queen after this class,
Yeah. Butterscotch cone.
does that mean we both went? Does that mean we both went to Dairy Queen? Okay? So if I said, me and Miss Stone are going to Dairy Queen after this class, that means we both are going to Dairy Queen. Does this make sense? So that's the overlap. They both events had to take place. So watch this. So my interval notation on this graph is going to be, ooh, it overlaps. It overlaps. It overlaps. Okay. Now, hang on, friends.
Why would you do a 5?
Huh?
Why would you do a 5?
Okay, so, oh, I covered up this 5. You know, this was a 5 right here. Agree? Okay.
No, but why?
Okay, that's a great question. I love it. Okay, so remember I said and means overlap. Agree? Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, so this was only one of the parts of the graph, but this part of the graph had an overlap. Does that make sense?
So it overlaps
Oh,
on the 5.
So like
Oh,
as
so the first one. So they both go that one direction.
they're both going the same direction, but here's the overlap of the two. So it's going to start overlapping at the 5. Keep going. Whoa. Oh, my head hurts. Logic. All right, now we're going to get mean and nasty. I know this is weird because your mind doesn't want to make it work, and I get it.
Wait, so you say it like overlap of 5?
Yeah, do you think it overlap? I'm going to change that to a rounded bracket because I was just thinking about that. I don't think it does because where would... Here, let's do this. I'm going to move on. Get past this stuff. So think about number 1. This is the same one. Okay. So I'm going to do this one on its own graph. Is that okay?
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do this one on this graph. Still with me? Vaguely? Well, hopefully you've seen this at least once. So this means this. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. So now, if I combine the graphs together, okay, hang on, let's see what we're going to do. All right, so I'm going to graph this one first. Agree?
Yeah.
I'm going to do this one second. Oops, I don't want green. Blue. Notice,
It's becoming green because
yeah. So we're going to go here. Ooh.
So the next one
You only look at the green part.
The green part. So we're gonna we want to know. We want the green only because and was used. So the green only means soft bracket 5 to infinity and beyond. Dude, this is a lot different thought than I was thinking about. Okay? Now, my friends, I think I'm going to stop there. Okay? And all I want you to do is I want you to try page 81, and I want you to try number 2, 3, and 5.
Okay. They're not easily linked.
Okay? Now, hey, does it mean if you tried it that it's perfect?
No.
Is this a really new concept?
Yes.
Okay, I'm not done with this lesson. I'm going to continue it tomorrow. But I think if you try page 81, 2, 3, and 5, hiccup, by tomorrow, we could still build